I think we're as live as we can be right now. Yeah. Hey Kevin, stream's up. I'm sending the link to you guys. Huh? I mean, if you guys have it on your phone, I can send you the link now.
Is this streaming from the YouTube page?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to say, because I put the YouTube page up.
All right. Yeah. They should be able to find it that way. Yeah, we should be rolling.
Frank, you gotta get in front of the camera. Why are you telling him it's on right now? You gotta wait till you walk away. So
once he saw the camera, it was over, man.
Hey, zoom the camera out as much as you can. All right, that's good. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here just a few moments away from kickoff. Had some technical difficulties getting everything set up, but for the time being, everything's rolling and ready to go right here from Jacksonville, Florida. The first live football game, at least I have seen, in several months due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We apologize. The signal quality here is a little low. We've got a lot of people in the arena right now, but as they phase out, hopefully it'll pick up a little bit. We are actually in the end zone right here. Just so much to go over in so little time. Like I said, I think we're a few moments away from kickoff here in Jacksonville, Florida, in what used to be a Sam's Club, actually. It is now the Jacksonville Ice and Sportsplex, and the site for today's game, which doesn't even look like, I don't know that we're going to have kickoffs because it looks like Ricky's standing in his own end zone back there. We've got no yard markers today, just straight lines, so the referees are going to have to be very, very precise when they're spotting the ball. No down and distance either, so I think this will just be backyard football. You got 4 plays to score, you turned it over.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull up all the text files real quick.
Well, I think we're ready to snap. This is your Predators and
The Steam.
Southern Steam. Coming to you live from rain-soaked Jacksonville. I don't know how they're going to measure first downs because they don't have any first down markers out.
Yeah, Ricky and I were talking about it a little bit before the game. This is definitely going to be a preseason game for everybody. I imagine this is counting towards the records and all, but it's the first game of the year for everybody. It was, I don't know that there was a lot of time to get everything planned because it did just kind of come out of the blue that Donnie Bird said, hey, we got a game on the 7th down in Jacksonville. So everybody's going to be working out the kinks for this thing. Again, I've said it before, I'm not expecting an offensive shootout here today. I'm thinking like 21-20, kind of some rough and tumble football, but it should be a lot of fun, especially in this venue. And I'm afraid, because do you think they'll use that scoreboard over there to run the clock? Because I don't know that we got a scoreboard operator.
Yeah, I don't know. They moved it back to 0. Back to 15 from 0, so somebody's moving it.
Oh, yeah?
it's football. It may be a little different, it may be a little screwed up, but it's football.
Amen, man.
I love it. I missed y'all.
Oh, yeah, we missed you too, man.
I seen them cars you got on you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had to do something during quarantine, you know. Can they hear me? They can't hear me, can they?
They might be able to hear you a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You know they can hear you. That's why you're over here, Frankie.
Yeah.
I missed everybody. How y'all doing today? I'm just going to sit right here with my people till defense goes.
Okay. Well,
everybody know I'm crazy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If they don't, we'll tell them.
Looks like Donnie Bird is out negotiating with the referees. I think they're trying to, I would imagine they're trying to figure out how we're going to run everything without down and distance markers and field stuff and whatnot. We had a sort of similar situation when we played the Cowboys last year, and we didn't have any referees for that game, so it just kind of turned into a scrimmage where, you know, for all intents and purposes, everybody was kind of on the honor system in that game. But we do have a roster. The Steam have not given us hours, but Donnie Bird got us hours. This was actually printed out at 12:17 a.m. last night. But some new faces, some old ones. Some you may remember if you've been watching with us since the days of the Upstate Dragons. Brandon Ford is probably the biggest new name on this roster. He's going to be wearing number 5, 6'4" receiver out of North Carolina. He is just one of those guys that really has a knack for getting open. Really looking forward to seeing how he complements Kevin McLaurin on the outside. I'm not sure who's going to be playing the slot receiver, and I imagine there's going to be a lot of rotation there, but Kevin McLaurin on the left side and Brandon Ford on the right side, or vice versa, that's going to be tough to stop because both of those guys are big targets. You're really going to have to do some major boxing out against. It's almost bringing them down is almost like bringing down a running back in a sense. They are just that big. I believe Ford is 6'4". He looked like he slimmed up a little bit. I'd say 205, and McLaurin, last we heard, he was 245, but I think he might have slimmed up some too. McLaurin's at least 225, and he is tough to bring down. He gives it all he's got every play. On the defensive side, we've got some new faces. We got a couple of old faces, Mark Granville and Donald Jones heading up the secondary. They did a phenomenal job last year. And then a new addition from the Carolina Cowboys and Chris Edwards. We got to talk with him a little bit on the ride here, and he's definitely a vocal guy. He had a lot to say. A fun character. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays in this game. But right now, it's definitely looking like the offense is going to take the field first. Ricky McKinney heading up the quarterback spot for the Preds, but Joshua Ross, the journeyman quarterback who has played with the Torch and the Dragons and just about every team in between, great guy. He is going to be today's backup, and the Predators do remember they ran a pretty fluent 2-quarterback system last year, so if Ricky decides he's struggling, do not at all be surprised to see Ross go in there for a drive or two, even just to give him some relief and a little breather. And Ross is a talented quarterback too. He's very accurate, very much a rhythm passer, whereas Ricky's just more of a drop back guy and throw to the open man. It's two very different playing styles, but it's going to be interesting to see how they blend with this Steam defense, which does appear to be largely the same. I've watched a lot of film, and they appear to be in that cover one look I saw a lot of on tape. You'll see the outside corners for the Steam press up against the line hard, but they won't actually jam the receivers. They'll just kind of bail out and be at the line to sort of be at the line, for lack of a better phrase. It's odd to see, but it seems to be a somewhat sturdy defense. They don't give up too many points on any given play. But again, this is a brand new year. I know the Predators are running off of just one practice within the last 3 months. I don't know much about how the Steam have been faring, but for the Predators, quarantine has not treated them well. Got one Frankie is correcting me. We've got 2 practices under our belt. 3. You want to bring it to 4?
I love it.
Like I said, first game of the year for everybody. We're going to see a lot of miscues, but stuff that'll definitely be ironed out. I'd even say by halftime, just first game jitters. The big thing, I'd imagine, everybody's got to get that first hit out of their system. That's going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's true every game.
I love messing with y'all. I love y'all.
I did see some yard markers off to the side against the wall, but they're not using them.
Yeah, I dropped it down to 720. I think we're already running 24, man. Yeah. I think we'd have to stop the quarantine field. I like that name, man. Though we got it. Oh, man, it got really quiet over there. We got a basketball tournament right beside the field, so it's probably going to be a little loud for the time being. And I heard whistles. Donnie Bird is off the field. It looks like we're ready to roll, man.
We're about ready for our first snap of the season.
And it's the false
Ricky
start.
takes it,
False
throws it up
start.
the middle into the ground. Second down.
Yeah, I thought they blew the whistles before that ball snapped, but it's that was an interesting play to see because you saw Ricky throw it straight over the middle against a cover one look. And when this team play their cover one, just both corners on the outside manned up, and then they've got a safety deep. But that safety always leverages to the inside of the field. He never plays straight up over the man, so it was definitely odd to see Jamaica run that post instead of a corner or something that would give him a little bit more leverage, and that's going to be something to look at as we go through the game. And we do have a running clock, it looks like.
Yeah. They didn't start it till after the play was over, but Ricky's got a little time, rolls right, throws.
Picked off.
Picked. Somebody got a hand on it, and then somebody else picked it off.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Hey, first play jitters, it's it happens to everybody. I mean, that's I think those balls that just go off a receiver's chest have been the most common interceptions we've seen. Last year it was a big problem. I know with the Dragons it was a big problem. And with Ricky, I think that is something you have to prepare for just because he throws the ball with so much velocity. And he was splitting a lot of reps with Josh Ross in warm-up, so maybe the receivers weren't quite keyed in for it. But that's going to be another thing to look for as we move forward with this game, if receivers can hang on to these bullet passes that he's rocking it out, or if he's going to have to take some gas off the ball, which is, he's talked to me about it, that's something he's not very comfortable doing.
I was going to say, I've known him for 20 years, and he might want to, but he's not going to.
Yeah. In the meantime, we've got a very familiar face playing quarterback for this team, Garrett Sutphin. One of the, I think Kelvin Sessoms, our fullback last year, said it best. He's a quarterback. He will stand in the pocket and throw and just take hits whenever he needs to. Like right there, which is going to be very close. Just a quick out to his receiver, and if they're not calling it a touchdown, he's down right at the 1 yard line. Again, yeah, I think they're going to say he's out at the 1. Remember, indoors, there is no way to really go out of bounds, so you can go into the wall on your own volition, but if an opposing player pushes you into the wall, that means you're out of bounds. So just over a minute into the game, 13:49 left in the first quarter. Second and goal for the Steam, who, after the early interception from the Predators, have a quick opportunity to go up 6-0.
Second down, he's ready for the snap. Clock is running. He gets his snap a little high, but he pulls it in.
And he dropped it.
He had a man in the end zone and dropped it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm surprised they're throwing down here because the Steam in the past, from what I've seen on film, they have been liable to run it, especially once they get inside the 10-yard line. But it looks like we're going no huddle here.
Yep, third down.
There's
Hand
the run,
off.
and they stuffed
Did
him.
not work. They stuffed it.
That's going to bring up 4th and goal.
They were waiting on that.
That
So,
was a
if you're the-
couple of Predators.
Yeah, and if you're the Steam now, what do you do? Because I think you're a little too far out to run this thing now. You're on the 1 yard line. You can kind of get away with it, but now I believe they're on the what would probably be the 2 or the 3. If you don't run it, you're in big trouble. So with Sutphin at quarterback, I think you'd have to throw it, but it's going to be interesting to see what play they call up. The out routes to the slot receivers have worked twice thus far. I would imagine that's what they're going to go to again. Preds in goal line.
4th down, sending his man in motion. Back. Look.
Sutphin under
He's
duress.
being chased. He has to
It's
get rid of
picked
it
off!
and picked off.
And he laterals it. Dang it, curse the red numbers on the gray jerseys. I can't tell who that was, but
I don't matter. It was a Predator.
I think
oh yeah, that was a great play.
tell by the dance.
And we talked about it before we started the stream, Bob. That is the best way to get Sutphin inside his head. I am on film. All the film I'd watched, I don't know his name, but the team had just had this quarterback who wore the number 11, and he was definitely a big time just running around, almost like Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I think you got to hit the video button again. There's a button that has like half a camera up top with a red dot beside it. I think you got to hit that again. And then I might have to pull it up over here. Sorry about the technical difficulties. It came at a good time though, not like in the middle of a play.
Predators break out of the huddle.
And
Ricky should have those jitters out and going. So. Man goes in motion.
and on the pitch. Dang, he's still going.
Yes. We got a number.
And
40?
Yep, number 40. That is Devontae Williams, the late addition. He's listed as a DB and a linebacker. Interesting to see him at that halfback, fullback spot. And
I don't know if he made the first down or not because got no indication and there's nothing on the clock.
if he didn't, he certainly got close.
Yeah.
And we are working on getting the video back. Predators right at midfield with 11:33 left.
Yeah, he rolls.
Another run to the outside.
Yes.
Bulldozing
Yes.
men.
Breaks it
Wow,
down.
into the sidelines, right in front of Donnie Bird. What a play. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties here, but man, that was one heck of a play to miss. Devontae Williams just bulldozing men. I thought he reversed field. I mean, he went all the way across on that one. Oh, we hear you, Frankie. It is, man. I don't know.
Well, looks like we're about 10 yards out from the goal line, but I could be wrong. They break out of the huddle. They came in from the shotgun. Timeout called by the ref.
Okay, we are back.
We need
Phew.
a TV timeout, so they didn't miss nothing.
I know, yeah.
People didn't miss anything.
And
I gotta get rid of I gotta find a text out there to get her kicked.
I know, we really do.
What's his name? Give me his number. I'll call him.
Man, if Williams runs like that the rest of the year,
Oh, yeah.
he could have a deal.
Frankie!
Yo!
Who plays defense?
Huh?
Who plays defense?
Oh, that last series?
Yeah.
It was me. But it wasn't me. Like, you know.
I got me. Who was it?
Oh, that was me. Two plays. Hey, listen.
Frankie,
I've been working this whole quarantine. I've been straight.
Frankie's,
They gonna get tired before I do.
Yeah, you signed that deal with DoorDash, right?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
he got
Good
the
ass deal.
Oh, yeah.
he got the interception and then he lateraled to himself. Oh,
Ricky, low snap, sheds a tackle.
Oh,
He's getting
yeah.
close. And, hey, Marvin, is that you? Oh, hey, this is Luke Ruff with the Carolina Predators. We are streaming the game right now, and everything's running smoothly. We're just having to do it from a mobile hotspot because we were having some trouble with the Ethernet line. We don't think it's live.
McKinney looks like he's about a yard short. Not sure what down it is, but
All right. Is Marvin still here? All right, thanks. Bye.
here come the Predators.
All right, and the ever elusive Marvin is we're one step closer to getting him in here anyway. Second and goal for the
McKinney
Preds, right on the one, just a
takes
quarterback
a snap.
pass.
Is he in this time?
And touchdown,
Touchdown,
Predators!
Predators!
And after the early interception, the Preds are able to draw first blood. And now we get to see something quite interesting. I'm sure as you've noticed, we've got no field goal nets or field goal posts here in the Jacksonville Ice and Sportsplex. So I believe everybody will be obligated to go for two to make this a technical PAT.
If this is the first game of the season, that's the first touchdown of the season.
Oh, yeah. The first touchdown of the 2020 AAL season, possibly, goes to Ricky McKinney on a quarterback just straight up the middle.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see the same thing.
Yeah. And he got in. That was Williams again.
2.
So Predators up 8-0. Getting those first game jitters out of the way early, and that is something you see a lot of times on games like this. When a quarterback throws an interception on the first drive or two, it'll actually help them ease up going in, because now the pick is, it's out of their system. They don't have to worry about it too much anymore, and they can just kind of relax, go out there and play a little more loosely, which, I don't know that I've ever seen Ricky play loosely, but, 3 months.
Bob, we just flattened the curve.
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
The curve.
Oh.
The curve. We just flattened the curve.
First and 10 for the Steam. Unfortunately, we are not able to zoom the camera out anymore, so you get a. This is rivaling the XFL as far as up close looks are concerned, if you ask me.
So we'll be around next year.
Don't jinx it, man. Sutphin, so far in his own backfield, you can barely see him. Oh, yeah. 6'4", I believe.
Hey,
With a
fake
pump
it,
fake.
that goes long. Wow! Pass is incomplete.
That is arena football right there.
Yeah, so we're still here.
Somehow.
Man, that was the real deal.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine if we'd been in the old torture arena with those wooden walls and that happened? Oh, man, they'd be carting us off to the
They're
hospital.
playing taps.
Yeah.
I couldn't get out of the way in time.
2nd and 10 for this team. This is a fun game already.
Good up close work there, Daniel.
Johnny, that happens again. I'm gonna need you to get in front of me and protect me.
Just over halfway into the first quarter here in Jacksonville.
Second down. There's a snap high. He pulls it in, though. Throws deep. Overthrows his man.
And I do think they're in Sutphin's head now a little bit. That is
Yes.
the interception and a huge hit on that last play. And I said it before, Sutphin is a major rhythm passer, very similar to the types of quarterbacks you'll see in the NAL and the AFL. Some of the highest level rhythm passers in the country. Sutphin right up there with them as far as just getting into a groove and having those short completions. But when you can hit them early, force those incompletions, just get into their head, it really messes with them and forces those long incompletions like you saw there. And now with 3rd and 10, I would honestly be quite surprised if they tried to go deep again here. I think they're going to try to go short and just set up an easy 4th down for them. But
Yeah, because they can't punt.
yeah. I think, it's hard to see on the screen, but we do have a net above the rafters here. I'd say there might be 20 to 23 feet of clearance in this field. Sutphin rolls out. Another
Misses his man.
incompletion. Yeah. It's going to bring up 4th and 10.
Down. That Predator defense is talking.
Yeah, and getting into the backfield early and often. That was one of my keys to the game, especially. And we can actually bring that up right now, I believe. Or can they do that? Yeah, I mean, we're on a field with no lines. I guess there aren't really any rules.
Yeah. I noticed they moved the score back to 7-11.
Oh, what? Well, that.
So
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked scores that are a multiple of 7 anyway. So, joke's on them.
apparently without the field goal or without the post,
I think we
you can only get one because you can only go for it one way.
Yeah, this does appear to be something of a scrimmage between the two teams. Again, I don't know if it's going to count towards the records. Honestly, with the season starting as late as it is, I don't even know if anybody's going to keep records. I mean, I really think this one's mostly just for fun anyway. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, they finally discovered they've got.
Oh yeah, we are rolling now, man.
We're making it work. What we're doing,
We got a ball game, and
making the best of everything.
I'll tell you what, I'm getting some flashbacks to Florence when we were playing the Havoc. We're almost in the same situation. Predators forced an early 4th down stop, went down the field, scored, and then they've got a chance to go up 2 possessions here, which was
There
something
goes in
I think they
motion.
only did once all last season.
McKinney's back,
And
throws
play
deep.
action! Caught by the team! That is Scott Brantley, one of the new additions, sending the Predators up 13-0 on the deep post. And I tell you what, play action inside is something you very rarely see, but Ricky really executed it there. He had me fooled. I thought he had just handed it off to Williams, and Williams did a phenomenal job of selling it too, because you could see him dancing around in the backfield. Oh yeah. Yeah. Good call.
So far, it was worth the trip.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I figured out the problem we've been having the last couple of years is we've been practicing too much.
Ricky had mentioned that practice had felt a lot looser when they went. He said, I noticed there was a lot of talking, a lot of banter. He said they just were able to go out there and have some
Kenny
fun.
takes a snap.
And low snap.
Rolls right.
Yeah, he's going to have some fun here. And just throws it into the ground. Smart play there from McKinney.
I think he had a man open down there. It looked like 97. Devario Holly, yes.
Devario got to catch it. I know he could.
I don't know, he's a tall man. I think if he laid out for it, he might have had a shot. He wouldn't have gotten in the end zone, but he could have had a chance.
So we got a 13-0 ball game with 4:45 left in the first quarter.
In the first quarter, I can't stress that enough. That is. I'll have to whip out the calculator here in a second, but we could be. I wonder if the Predators keep up this pace, and I don't know that it's sustainable. If they do, I think they would be on track for 26, roughly, at least 52 points off the top of my head. I think close to 70-something if they keep up this pace. And again, scoring twice in one quarter, not really sustainable even inside. But it's going to be interesting to see. And looks like we got an adjustment for this team. Sutphin looking to go under center here. That is where he's the most comfortable.
Then he backs off into the shotgun.
Yep, got a passing play here. 8 is in for protection.
Gets his snap, throws.
And he's intercepted!
They were
That's a pick 6! Number 43, that is Mark Granville Jr., Mark Granville Sr., who has had a phenomenal first year with the Predators, making an impact early, and Sutphin, 2 interceptions in one quarter. I tell you what, we're talking about sustainability and keeping up pace. Nathan Peterman better watch out, throwing 5 interceptions in one half. Sutphin, which is very uncharacteristic for him, such a rhythm passer, but again, the Predators have done a phenomenal job of pressuring him, getting in his head early, and I think he is, to say the least, very flustered right now.
And how nice of it is the Predator to score everything down in our end.
Oh, yeah. So Ricky McKinney and the Predators offense out here for another 2-point conversion attempt, which I accidentally added 8 again. The Predators have 19. They're counting these. I assume because we don't have the field goal post, they're counting. Yeah, 2-point conversions are worth 1 point. So the Predators have a chance to go up 20-0 here rather than 21-0.
I've got a hunch they'll run.
Or I don't know, maybe we can talk them into doing like a 4-point conversion. If you can get the 2 from midfield, it's worth 4 or something like that. And, pass is dropped by number 15, Scott Brantley, who caught that touchdown early. At $20, he goes over to the sideline and tells Ricky to take some heat off the ball. Yeah, right in his hands. Just a rough and tumble play.
You know, and he knows Ricky's going to bring it. So.
19-0 for the Predators, the biggest lead in franchise history. 3:45 left in the first quarter. And the story so far, Garrett Sutphin just needing to get into some kind of rhythm. I would say throw some quick hitches, but he's been getting flushed out before he can even get that much done. The Predators defensive line doing a phenomenal job thus far. Very impressed.
I would say he hasn't had much work with his receivers. Or maybe with nobody, because it's hard to schedule practices when you don't know, but he's going from the shotgun on this one.
think that looks the same, I'm afraid.
Takes a snap. Throws
Sutphin
deep.
going deep and knocked away again.
Yes.
They got in the backfield, and I think they forced Sutphin to throw that one a little earlier than he wanted to. Needs the lead receiver a little bit closer to the wall in that place so he can run under it, because as you saw there, the DB, I'm not sure who it was, but he had just enough time to catch up to the ball, which is just a bit too far to the inside of the field. Gave him the time he needed to catch up with the ball and batted away at the last second. Great play in the secondary.
Not sure, but I think the DB was 43.
I mean, hopefully it will be if we switch over to the Ethernet. It'll be under 3 minutes to go when the ball gets snapped here.
Second snap. I would look for something short just to get him a little confidence.
And that's what they try, and it's dropped.
In and out of the hands of number 13.
Yep, and Sutphin did everything right there, and receiver just couldn't hang on. That's the second drop pass for the Steam so far, and it could really, as far as Sutphin's confidence is concerned, I don't think that could have come at a worse time. Brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Steam. And you know, we don't have a stat tracker at this level, and honestly things have been going so fast I don't know how anybody could keep track of stats, but as far as my knowledge goes, the Steam have not amassed more than 10 yards of offense so far. The Predators' defense has been absolutely dominant.
Only had one good offensive play.
Third
down.
We'll have 2 minutes left and the ball snaps.
Man.
Pressure in the backfield again. Sutphin hit as he throws. Pass is incomplete.
Nobody near it. And that's a 4th down. Wonder if we'll see another fake punt.
I don't know. Can you fake a fake punt?
Yeah.
4th and 10, and yep, the Steam offense is heading off the field, so the Predators got another chance to score big. 1:35, and the clock does appear to be running. Oh no, they've got it stopped now. That is a quirk. Depends on the team you're playing. Sometimes after a turnover on downs or just a change of possession in general, some teams will run the clock and some don't. I know in the AFL, back from like the in the mid 2000s, they would run the clock between changes of possessions, but then in the early 2010s they changed that to stop to kind of prolong the game. And then they changed it back, so it's.
I think a lot of them did it when they had a lead.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's old semi-pro trick.
Yeah. 1st and 10 for the Predators. 1:35 left in the first quarter. Ricky McKinney on fire so far.
They break out of the huddle. McKinney in the shotgun. Sends his man in motion. Then they move around in the backfield. I'm not sure. There he goes. Man's in motion now.
And
Up
pass
the middle.
is high, intercepted. And the Steam are going to get their first points of the night. That's going to be a pick 6. And man, just another pass off the receiver's hands. I mean, that's 2 interceptions that were just completely not Ricky's fault. That is rough, and it gives the Steam, I mean, it's going to depend on whether or not they get this conversion, but even a 12-point lead is definitely not that big of a deficit, especially indoors. And provided their offensive line can get it together, that's going to be a lot of momentum for the Steam. But honestly, I think this play is going to be a defining moment. They need this conversion to get some kind of confidence going. Clock is running, so this is going to be the last play of the first quarter. Predators up 19-6 right now. Yeah, how many interceptions is that? 4 between both teams?
Yeah, 2 and 2.
Dang, man, this is one heck of a game. Steam have 20 seconds to get this play off. I would imagine they just run this thing, but they've got their running back up in protection mode. Unless they're going to try to blast it with Sutphin. He has been known to run a little bit in the past.
Yeah, it'd be silly to. Well, he's going to pass it.
And it's incomplete.
Incomplete.
And Sutphin got nailed again. That is number, I can't tell, it's 90-something. Too small to be DeVario. That is 99. That is Jaquil Odin out of Newberry.
Not a bad first quarter.
Oh yeah, I think definitely the most exciting first quarter we have called with or heck, in 4 years I'd say with any of these teams. That the Dragons versus Wild game is the only one I think that would come close, but just it didn't have nearly as chaotic of an atmosphere. Oh, Marvin, hey man, can you come over here for a second? Everything's running fine, but we're running it off of the Wi-Fi hotspot right now.
The cable's not working?
Yeah.
I gotta see where it run back to. I just don't know where it's.
It looks like it just ain't plugged in because it's not no lights. You know what I mean? You know,
I'll go right back to where they're at.
I appreciate it, man. We found the man himself. Marvin stopped by for a little cameo at the start of the second quarter. And
yes, sir. Let's go.
we were switching sides of the field. Predators up 19-6 at the start of the second.
They're at our end, so we'll get to see Ricky up close.
Yep, we are liable to get plowed into once more. I tell you, I can't wait to get back in the car after this game and watch some of the stream because I can't imagine how scary this must look with some of these players running just. I mean, you can't really tell on the stream, but we are a few inches away. Oh, great blocking by the offensive line.
That was Williams again.
Yep, a wonderful job by the steam linebacker corps to get outside. They recognized that one fast because if they hadn't, number 12 is the last line of defense. If he hadn't made that tackle, Williams had a 90 or 49-yard rushing touchdown. Going to bring up second and around 5, I'll say.
But that's smart because when we went to running the ball in the first quarter, it confused them. Mm-hmm. And then things started happening.
Yeah, everything really got kick-started when Ricky hit that play-action post deep to Scott, which is, again, I still can't believe we saw a play-action pass indoors. That's just so rare.
Man's in motion.
Has a little trouble with the snap, and just throws it away.
Oh. Low pass. Came close to picking it off.
Yeah, but it was low into the outside, which is when you're throwing a pass like that under duress is exactly where it needs to be. Good play by Ricky, not putting the ball in harm's way, just gearing up and getting ready for third down and 5.
Third and 5, 13:45, and moving on the clock.
And the Predators line coach in the huddle with them now. There was definitely a missed assignment there. I think, did you keep an eye on Williams on that play? Because he might have gone out for a route, because that Mac linebacker was right in Ricky's face from the get-go.
He was. Yeah, because 8 was in motion.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Williams here.
Third and 5.
And another breakdown. Ricky making some men miss, and we got a flag. Are they going to call that intentional grounding? Somehow or another, Williams has the ball, and they never whistled it dead. I think that's going to be a first down.
I think he was calling him not a flag, but a fumble.
We do have some laundry on the field, though. That was honestly, I think that play sums up this whole game so far. God, everything went so fast, you don't really know what happened. But the Steam offense does look to be coming onto the field, but the Predators' offense isn't leaving.
And they're walking off towards the other end. So.
Yeah, I think they're going to rule this one a fumble.
If it's a fumble, that's a first down.
I don't really know what's happening here. Oh, it's a safety. I think they're saying it's a safety.
Oh.
Because the Steam have 8 points now. That makes sense. And that's why they're going to the other side.
Okay. Well, that hurts because we got to turn the ball back over to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll just get another pick 6.
Yeah. The Steam definitely need to get something going offensively here. I would, at this point, the way their offensive line is getting beat, I would at least attempt some kind of tight end or fullback screen here. It's risky seeing as how quickly the Predators have been getting in the backfield, but at this point, I think you're liable to try just about anything because they really need some kind of spark at this point.
Laid back, he's looking to throw.
Protection was sound, but I think they're just in his head.
Yeah.
Into the basketball arena.
Yeah.
Or no, he threw it out of bounds to his own sideline. Can't really tell on the stream, but there are a couple of places where there aren't any plexiglass, just a clear window, and he threw it straight into the window. Missed his target on that one. Just a quick hitch. 12 minutes and counting left in the second quarter.
Second down. Steam break out of the huddle. It's funny because I never saw the signal for a.
Sutphin was doing pull-ups on the soccer post. Did you see that? And at some point we had somebody threw another flag. I don't know if they're enforcing it or if they're just picking it up. Maybe it fell. The clock is once again running. Steam's still in the huddle. Yeah, the camera actually focused on the plexiglass when I hit that button a second ago, so the audience did get to see it. That's why the picture looks a little blurry. We are not straight in front. There is a plexiglass barrier. I'd say it's about an inch thick between us and the field, and honestly, that plexiglass is probably the only reason three of us are alive right now.
They're coming out of the huddle.
Oh, quick pass! Dropped it.
That's incomplete. And we got third, I believe. I can't see the down marker, but
yeah, it's going to be third down. I'll give him an A for effort on that one, but 3 dropped passes for the Steam. You cannot have that. Just, again, first game jitters, but it's looking like the Steam have not had much more practice than we have, at least. Stream has been live for 42 minutes. It feels like we've been here for about 15. This has been one heck of a game, man. I have to get some food at halftime. Yeah.
Steve break out of the huddle, third down. And I believe him. Yeah, I think we got
That's going to be a safety. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, because the minute we broke from the line, the whistle went.
It's going to be interesting to see how the referees call this when some of the Predators defenders saying safety. Of course, all the Steam players are saying that it was a false start and that it doesn't count. It's always their side, our side, and what really happened.
Yeah.
The refs conversing about it. This could be this is as close to a replay review as you'll get in the AAL. Yeah, you're right. Which would put the Predators up 21-8, which would mean both sides would have a safety, and the Steam offense is coming off the field. That's a safety for the Predators.
Okay, and that's the first half. Now we need to see it on the board.
And the Predators stretch the lead to 13. And they will take over possession here. Now, both offensive lines have struggled, but in different ways. The Steam linemen have really just been getting beat off the snap, but the Predators have had some trouble with their blocking schemes. When the line has gotten their assignments down, they've held up well, but the past couple of plays there have been some breakdowns. The Steam have been stunning a little bit, and I think that's throwing them off. And more than likely, that's probably what they're talking about right here, just making sure everybody's got their assignments. I wouldn't try to get too cute with it. Just say, hey, get the man in front of you, Williams. If you don't go out for some kind of route or don't get the handoff, you've got that Mac linebacker, and let's call it a day. Just block, get some kind of easy completion, and make sure Ricky gets back in rhythm here.
No change on the scoreboard. What they might have called was a penalty or waved it off.
They handed it off to Jamaica. I did not expect to see that.
No. I wonder if he did.
He gains, say, 2 or 3 on that one. We'll call it 2nd and 7 from our view.
Still 19-8, so I believe that was a punt that brought him back to this one.
We'll put it back at 19 for now, but I would not be surprised to see that change at some point. Ricky standing on his old goal line. Another handoff to Jamaica.
Looked like he was having trouble handling the ball, but he did pick up some yards.
And great job of getting to the outside, too. I think that's something they might have caught on to, that number 12, definitely a sound tackler, but he may not be the fastest guy in the world, because that's twice now the Predators running backs have beaten them to the outside. It's going to be really interesting to see if they try to run it to the far side of the field soon, because then he'll have a lot further to go.
They might not be looking for that, and that looks like a small cornerback over there, too.
3rd and 5, got word that the score is correct. The Steam used one of their punts down there. And play action pass, Ricky going long. Got a man, did he catch it?
Oh, no.
Incomplete.
I got blocked by the coach, but Coach Wood, but I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Why do they have a net across the field?
I think they hit the net. Pass hit the net.
Yeah, and the Preds are going to punt on 4th and 5, so the Steam are going to take over their first offensive stop of the game that did not come off of an interception or a fumble.
Net ball. We're playing tennis.
1st and 10 for the home team. We have 7 minutes and 9 seconds in the second quarter. This game is just flying by. I
We
cannot
have a
get
timeout.
over Yeah. And he's got a point, especially spotting the ball. They've done a really good job with that, too. And especially on a completely blank slate of a field. That is something we really got to commend the referees for.
And all the players, too. And they're getting hammered, but they're helping each other out.
Oh, yeah. I think they're just happy to be playing football again. I know we're happy to be watching.
Yeah, any athlete is happy to be back in action, I'm sure. Gets his snap, throws quick over the middle, throws to a tight end that maybe stopped after 1 or 2 yards.
Yep, the Preds were ready for that one, though. It's always interesting to see on those tight end screens when they leak the tight end to the outside, where DBs tend to be lurking because they're guarding receivers anyway. More often than not, you'll see them go up the middle of the field, though. I assume they must have been concerned about the Predators' linebackers, but regardless, that should help serve to loosen up the pass rush a little bit, which they really needed, and I think more importantly, it got Sutphin a completion, which, man, did he need that.
Yeah.
6 minutes and 30 seconds will be under that when the ball is snapped.
Is that his first completion of the game?
No, he had that. His first pass was complete. They got him down to a 1.
Rolls back, being chased.
And pass is caught.
Yeah.
That is number 10 brought down by number 3. And that is Donald Jones with the tackle. Yeah, that should move the chains. Well, Sutphin's probably sweating now. Look who's coming onto the field. Frankie Littlejohn, DoorDash man. Yeah, he service right before everything started up, and then quarantine hits. Nobody can go to restaurants anymore, and he says he has made a fortune. And I don't doubt it.
I think we had to stop at the goal line.
Yeah, something weird happened on that play, but the clock's still running. Under 5.5 now.
They're using up all of that clock, too.
And, did the MiFi go off? Yeah. Stream is going odd. Behaving very strangely right now. If you can hear us, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Again, we are streaming off of a mobile hotspot, essentially. The Ethernet line here is not wanting to cooperate. Regardless, yep, 1st and 10 for the Steam. Sutphin under duress, rolling out, pass is wobbly, incomplete.
Over the head, almost picked off.
Receiver had to turn it into a DB on that play. Credit to him for just making sure that didn't get picked off. And I can't tell. Are they switching sides? I think they're. That should be second and 10 by my count.
Looks like the guy on the sideline near the boards is calling the downs, but he's way down the field. Taking down, scheme break out, man goes in motion. Gets his snap, gets his pass away.
It's a fullback screen, and they got some nice yardage off of it.
Yes, they did.
Yep, see, this is where Sutphin is most comfortable. This is the kind of stuff we saw him running with the Torch and the Heroes last year. Just quick rhythm passes, getting the ball out fast, though. I don't know if it's because of that tight end screen earlier, if they might be getting a little fatigued, though, but the Predators' pass rush has definitely let up a little bit. Might need to get some new bodies in there, but halftime is approaching, so they will have a rest shortly. We've got a substitution. Frankie's coming off the field, number 50. That is Kamal Pearson. Kamal Person, excuse me, is coming on.
Be a good stop if the Predators can pull it off.
Oh, big time.
That
Now
goes
should
in.
be fourth down, right?
Unloads, fakes,
Sutphin
throws.
sacked!
Did you make out that number?
Nope, I couldn't tell. I'll tell you what, I haven't asked Donnie if we got
50.
red jerseys, but if we do, I hope they got white numbers, because I can't see these.
I think that was Pearson that made the sack.
Yeah, and just a huge shift of momentum there, too. Right when this team looked to be getting everything back in working order, just a huge sack there. And on fourth down, no less, there's not much more that's more debilitating than that.
Right.
Especially with 2:32 left in the first half, the Preds have a chance. Really, within the red zone now, got a chance to make something happen. I don't know that either team has scored in the second quarter.
That was that sack had to hurt because again they're turning like he says they're turning it over deep in their own territory.
Which, I mean, field position hasn't really mattered in this game.
Yeah, that's true.
They both got sort of that daredevil mentality almost. Just gas it and go. Everybody's run deep. We'll throw it high, and somebody's probably going to catch it.
Yeah. If not, we'll come back, try it again.
Yeah. And here I was thinking this was going to be like 21-20 or something like that.
Yeah.
Though again, I do believe we've had a scoreless second quarter. The Preds looking to change that.
It rolled out. They try the run again, and that's Williams.
It was a
That was Ricky.
Yeah, it was a low snap. Just tried to make something out of nothing. Credit to him for getting some yardage back on the play. Just a rough and tumble run there. Yeah, from both sides. Sutphin has had trouble with his snaps too.
Yeah, they seem high, which makes sense because you got no timing. No practice, no timing.
Just under 2 minutes left in the first half here in Jacksonville.
Ricky rolls, pitches.
Oh, what a move by Williams. He's still going. Flag is down.
It looks like face mask.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That guy in the blue shirt was kind of blocking the view, but they have stopped the clock. I do believe that's a face mask. Neither team really moving.
I think it's looking like he's going to walk it out this way.
Oh, yep. So it could be a hold on the Predators, and maybe they threw a flag because Williams broke that poor dude's ankle so bad.
Yeah.
5 yards.
Well, it is against us. It's 5 yards. That's an odd penalty for where it was called for 5 yards.
Yeah. First and 15. Or maybe you got 5 yards and they said it was a spot holding or something, so that can put you at first and 15.
Who knows what goes on in the mind of the man in the stripes.
Well, if I were Ricky, I'd definitely let this clock wind down a little bit just to make sure you're the last team to score.
Yeah. Oh, Ricky rolls left, looks, got his
And
man.
intercepted again, and Ricky got hammered on that one. I think he got flustered there and just kind of threw it up for grabs. His third interception of the game. And now this team have 65 seconds with the ball at midfield. They got a chance to make something happen and get this thing knotted up pretty close before going into the half.
Looks like Ricky may have tried to lob it. And which was fine if he just lobbed it over the guy's head.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder if the ceiling was kind of playing into that decision a little bit. If we were over at Cape Fear at Mount Everest, you think you would have thrown that one a little bit higher, knowing that it wanted a chance it hit the roof?
Yeah, that's true. Of course, we would have run out of oxygen by now.
Yeah, up on Mount Everest up at Cape Fear. One of our favorite venues, though. I tell you what, this one is just so crazy. I don't know if anything can really replicate the sort of atmosphere we've got going on here. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Steam right at midfield. 65 seconds remaining.
And he just stopped him. He's back. He looks. He's
Suffering
caught
under
and
duress.
sacked.
That's another big sack, and I don't know if the Preds aren't letting him get up. Yeah, they were just standing on top of him. Something's okay. Looks like his helmet came off, and we got some choice words getting exchanged.
Because there was only 5 seconds used in that.
Thought it might have gone a little bit longer, but it's
There wasn't anything wrong with the tackle.
yeah.
There was nothing bad there.
I mean, they could have said something about his mom after the tackle. You never really know, but do keep in mind we have seen Sutphin get ejected before.
Yes.
And the first Torch game almost.
Is that the
God, was that four? Yeah, he was the one that built the walls.
Ah, I didn't know that. He was a heck of a
Yeah, he's got a wife and kids now. Haven't been able to go to the gym as much, I think, but
He's having an off night. He was awesome.
oh yeah.
He wore us out.
I'm not sure. Can you see the down marker?
No, but I can tell you that that last sack was all on Sutphin. He just held on to the ball too long. He's
Yeah.
got to find a way to get it out of his hands faster. We'll call it 2nd and 14 for now. Right at 60 seconds. They might have actually stopped that for the 1-minute warning timeout.
Oh, that makes
And
sense.
very low snap. Fullback just kind of picked it up. He's not going to get anything. And
Oh,
somebody
stole
they
the
stripped
ball.
the ball. They're saying that his forward progress was stopped before the ball came out. So that's not going to be a touchdown for the Predators. Again, we don't have replays, so everything's kind of a judgment call here. But the refs have done a very good job calling this game.
Well, somebody called timeout, I'm saying. 'Cause I'm thinking because it's 38.8.
I think the referees had to stop it after that. Uncertainty of whether it was from or not. I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe we fix that.
I know, it's weird.
That's 2 plays in a row, no game.
Mm-hmm.
I think most defenses are playing very well.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I'm really surprised the stream hasn't caught back up yet. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll try resetting the connection at halftime. Maybe something got hooked up with the MiFi and it's responding strangely, so we'll do what we can to get it fixed up during halftime.
There's about 5,000 people in there.
Yeah. Sutphin
He
back to
rolls, he
pass.
throws, he hits his man.
That's going to be a
Number
first
10.
down, but 10 paid the price there. Great sound tackle by number 43. That's Mark Granville. They had a pick on this game, but that was just a good route by number 10. He was able to cut that post down in front of Mark, which is what you always want to do when you're running fast routes like that.
They're gonna wreck your clock, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need to stop here. He looks,
Pass is interception was dropped. That was Chris Edwards.
He dropped for pick 6.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped for pick 6.
That's a Christmas out of Atlanta, isn't he?
Yep, the one that came here on a Greyhound bus.
What was this one down here? A two-point conversion we dropped there?
Yeah. Wait a second. They're saying that was a turnover. Yeah, the Predators' offense is coming back out onto the field. So Ricky McKinney has 7.8 seconds to make something happen. I tell you what, I'd go 111 here, just straight spacing, try to get a completion, maybe get this a little bit closer, and then just go max protect and let Ricky sling this thing to the end zone on the last play of the half.
Have we got a trick play?
We do. That Ricky actually ran a Z pass in practice last week.
Yeah. I remember because I hadn't seen that.
You're going to pull that out. Now's the time.
7.8. Kenny's calling his signal, sends his receiver.
Again, with 7.8, I would expect something quick here to kind of gear up for a Hail Mary on the next play. Or maybe not. Wow, how did he get that ball back? Pass is McLaurin. And that's going to be the end of the half. I think that's going to do it for the first half. So an insane first and second quarter with a crazy ending there, too. I think.
I'd like to know where that turnover came from.
I know, that was. Oh, man. If you want to count all the punts, there ain't no telling how many turnovers there have been. Yeah. We had a high-flying first quarter, a scoreless second quarter. And right now, the Predators actually entering halftime with the lead for the first time in franchise history, up 19-0. We'll see you here in about 20 minutes.
19-8.
Or 19-8. It kind of looks like a 0 from back here.
Yeah. I mean, I'll back you up if you want to say it.
What you need? I got two solo sacks. You need some more? I love it.
We need some numbers we can read, man.
Yeah. I'm loving this team, man.
Oh yeah, this has been so much fun.
Yeah. I'm excited.
All right, and it looks like we are ready for action here in the second half. Bob Fitzpatrick, my partner in crime, is not back yet. Our cameraman's not back either, so let me zoom the camera out real quick. Yeah, the hotspot's working as good as the MiFi was. Can you make it? You know, between plays at some point, you ought to whirl this thing around so they can see this storage closet we've got to stream this game from. It is something else back here. Score is 19-8. Predators lead after a just wild first half. I counted it up. I don't know if we've got 6 or 7 turnovers between both teams. I know Ricky McKinney has thrown 3 interceptions. 2 of them were balls that went off the receiver's chests, and one was just a really bad decision close to the end of the first half. Though the story so far has been the Steam offense, or namely their offensive line. Sutphin, who is really a pocket passer, really likes to just stand in there and pick defenses apart with progression reads, has not had a split second to react. He has been running for his life back there, which is not only uncharacteristic, but it's really got him thrown for a loop. This is not second and goal. It is 1st and 10 for the Steam at the start of the third quarter.
Early turnover here would be nice.
Honestly, the way this game's going, you just got to say it and it'll probably happen.
Yes.
I mean, you know, it's passed a little bit, but when we got down here this morning, we were in the midst of the far side of Tropical Storm Cristobal, which hit Louisiana today, but Florida was getting a lot of rain too. So, I mean, it's passing, but, you know, if somebody came over here and said in 5 minutes lightning's going to strike this place and cause a power outage, man, I wouldn't even be surprised at this point. This has been one heck of a game.
I noticed while I was at the other end, they got volleyball going too.
They got everything but horseshoes in
I know. Well, I mean, what else do you expect out of an old Sam's Club? They had everything too.
Yeah.
All right.
Pick 6 is good for
Had some formatting to do. We are ready to roll. 1st and 10, start of the third quarter.
Takes a snap, he hands off to 12.
That's a
He's
jack
been at the
linebacker.
line. Who we got on that package?
I'm not sure, but that is,
84, is it?
I don't know that we have an 84, but it's definitely interesting, and it's something you see a lot at these more lax levels, is players playing out of position. It's almost like the positions listed on the roster are just a suggestion. If their coach or their other players feel like they need to go in at position X, they'll go in there. And that's what we're seeing now. Like 12, I don't think he's been in at fullback most of this game, but now they've got him in, and not only blocking, but carrying the ball, which is, it's interesting to see him going both ways.
No, indeed.
Going long, and he hit the net. Oh, and he had him too.
Paybacks.
That was number 11. That was Cedric Proctor, the third string quarterback, actually got burned on that play. But Sutphin just, I mean, if we'd been in almost any other arena, I think that would have been a touchdown. But like I said in the pregame, we have got there's the ceiling, which you can see, but there's a net below the ceiling. And I think there's about 20 to 23 feet of clearance. So there is really no room to throw deep in here. If you're going to throw deep, it's got to be on a serious wire. And Sutphin, he's a great quarterback, but he's never been one with a rocket arm. And I don't know that he's got the arm strength to really drive one all the way down the field so low to the ground that it wouldn't be liable to hit the
Third
ceiling.
down, he's in a deep shotgun, sends his man in motion. Had time, hit 12.
What a hit! That was a great play call by this team, but the Predators were just ready for that one. Fullback swing out to the near side. I mean,
Fourth down.
this team did everything right there. The Preds were just ready for it.
You know, you talk about the lack of offense. How about the defense on this Predator team? I mean, they.
It has been phenomenal, yes. Which is, I'm not even going to say it. I'm afraid I'll jinx it.
They're gonna punt.
Yep, so 1st and 10 for the Preds. And it's that is actually quite a relief because now we are not liable to get run over again with them on the far side of the field. So yet another defensive stop for the Predators, the Steam defense. Now they've been on a roll. They've been getting a lot of pressure in the backfield, forcing Ricky to throw before he's ready and make some pretty hasty decisions. So I think there's going to be quite an interesting.
Use them all.
Going to be quite an interesting. I can't quite come up with the word. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but just an interesting contrast in styles because you know the Predators are going to try to come out here, some quick throws to get Ricky's confidence back up, but the Steam are just going to pin their ears back with that pass rush and send everything they've got to try and nab him before he can get the ball out, or at least force him out of the pocket a little bit because that's where they've had the most success defensively.
Kenny takes the ball. Quick pass. That one should have been caught.
Yeah, just too much on that one for Gary Fuller. Now, interesting note, we have not called Brandon Ford's name at all. I figured he would be a major factor thus far, but I don't even know that I've seen him on the sidelines. He is missing in action so far because, you know, he's 6'4". You'd see him out there.
Yes.
You couldn't miss him.
He's number 5, isn't he?
Yeah, which is weird because nobody's wearing 8. That was always his number.
Yeah, that
And-
surprised me too.
Yeah, and you know, McLaurin's only got 1 reception right at the end of the first half. It was a big one, but
Second down, gets a snap, hits his man.
I think
He's hit early, but
I think that might be Kevin right there with his second reception of the game. Yep, that's McLaurin, and that was where he was best last season, on those quick hitches, really forcing DBs to make tackles against a really big-bodied receiver. It's almost like running it up the middle when you've got him that these small DBs have to tackle. I believe he's 6'1", 225, probably 235 when he's coming out of water. He is a big man. It's tough to tackle him on a regular basis.
third down.
You catch him moving.
McKinney takes a snap, looks, throws out the middle. He's got his man, and he's got a first down, I do believe.
Yep, that was number 4. That was Mike Lee Sr., the old Dragon from 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Mike's about, 65 years old?
He has certainly been around the block a few times.
I don't know if they had it, but that was all perfect.
Yeah, if this were college football, we'd be we'd be starting up a 10-minute replay review right now for targeting because
Pretty sure he left his feet in there.
yeah, I think you can make a very good argument, but he was really able to shake that one off. He did not get the brunt of that hit. Very fortunate there, and he picks up a first down for the Preds. Definitely getting Ricky into a rhythm here. I like that, but Ricky is something of a hasty play caller. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take a shot here.
Ricky runs.
He's still going, and not for much longer. He is down now. He ran straight into a defensive lineman, and no quarterback is going to get very far in that situation. Gain of about 2.
You know Ricky's going to break at least one tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Which he did. That'll be second down. Clock at 10:20.
What's his name? What's he?
I don't know his name off the top of my head. The Hawaii guy? Johnson. Coach Johnson, yeah.
Rolls the other way.
And he's going to lose a
He's gonna
lot
be
on
trapped,
that one.
Yeah.
He got a little too cute dancing around in the backfield. Yeah, Dante.
Oh, Dante Johnson, yeah.
Coach Johnson.
Yeah, he's still making 7 figures in Hawaii. If you want him, we ain't getting him.
Coach Johnson is.
I talked to him a couple of weeks ago. He was he's still in Atlanta making money. Thing is, with Coach Johnson, when you talk to him, it's not going to be a short phone call.
Yeah. I figured he'd just be buying more suits.
I don't think he's coaching.
Hey, that's a shame. I know the players really liked him. He was a lot of fun to have around.
Oh, yeah.
3rd and we'll call 20 for the Preds.
Ricky looks up the middle, then throws, hits his receiver. I'm not sure if he had enough for a first. He might have.
No, that's going to be 4th down. And I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it. And I really don't know if that was designed or not. I don't think it was, but that was a great play by Ricky. I loved how he kind of faked that run at the beginning, getting the defense to cheat up a little bit. And that was what opened up the pass lane down the field for Mike Lee, who was able to get some yardage. And yeah, it's not going to be enough for them to feel comfortable going for it. Preds are just going to call it a day and let their defense do the work for them.
The way the D's been playing, that's a smart move, I do believe.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the starting field position on both sides, the referees have not been very generous in that regard. Starting both teams on their 4-yard line, starting both teams like right outside the goal line, but because both of them are in the shotgun, on the start of any given drive, both Ricky and Sutphin have been in the back of their end zone to start every single drive that hasn't ended, or hasn't come off of a turnover, I should say. So in the midst of all the mayhem, somehow we lost about 7 minutes. 8:45 left in the 3rd quarter, in a game that is frankly just going by too fast.
Yes. But with us in the lead, I like that. If it stays that way, he gets his snap. Quick pass. He got away with it. He kind of just pushed it. He really didn't throw it. He just...
Little pop pass. I like the play call, wanting to get the ball out quick, get Sutphin some confidence again, but defense has to make that tackle. I couldn't really see who it was because, again, it is so hard to read the numbers on our jerseys, man, but that's a tackle you've got to make. I don't care if you're a jack linebacker, a DB, or a defensive end that leaked out to stop a tunnel screen like that. You've got to stop that because if you don't, you get the 20-yard gains like that.
Look, throws long.
Intercepted! What a pick! That was Donald Jones.
One arm. Donald Jones pick.
Man, that was gorgeous. And Sutphin with his 3rd interception. 6 picks between both teams. Look at Frankie over there. I don't think I've ever seen that man frown.
No. Well, that came at the right time. Of course, most interceptions come at the right time. Donald Jones had a bunch of interceptions last year, too.
Oh, yeah.
I call him. He look like he's 8 feet. He plays like he's 8 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped the clock, I don't know why, on a turnover, I guess. But they haven't been doing that.
Yeah.
You could score right here, I think.
Don't jinx it. Don't say it, man.
I'm just saying. Stan's running low on it. That's all right.
Predators come out of the huddle. Ricky McKinney in the shotgun. Sends the man in motion. Hands off.
Oh, he breaks free!
Oh, yes.
Down the sideline,
yes.
touchdown,
Oh,
Williams!
yes.
What a play!
What
Straight
a
up the
play.
gut, and the
What a
jack
call.
linebacker still hasn't gotten up. I don't know if he got his ankles twisted up or if it's just shame, but he
his
got
shoes.
torched on that one. What a run by Williams, and I haven't been keeping super close track, but that might put him over 100 yards, which is just, I mean, that's unheard of at any level
Yes.
of East Coast Arena football with these linebacker restrictions. That's Josh Ross is warming up on the sidelines. Interesting to see because Ricky has been struggling a little bit, but after a
He may just be getting loose. Huh?
Yeah.
Wish they'd put that 6 points up on the board.
Yeah. Yeah, I use the term drive very loosely after that possession, but after a drive like that, I won't be surprised if Ricky stays in a little longer. Preds looking to go up 26-8 here. Oh,
Yes!
what a play!
There it is. 55.
Unlisted. Or no, that is Carlos Emerson, one of the other new additions. Preds go up.
Did you see DeVario jump? He got like 3 inches of air.
19.
He got like 3 feet of air that time.
I don't know how, but we got 8 points on that.
Oh. Hey, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, man.
Yeah.
So now the steam come back out, and you got to think, I mean, if you've got some kind of trick play up your sleeve, I think it's now or never. You got to get something going, especially after a run like that. You got to do what you can to get back in this game, and it may not be pretty.
Lee
Yeah,
Williams
it's
was
supposed to be
untouched on that. Maybe it's 1 point on a run and 2 points on a.
Oh, that'd be an interesting rule.
Oh, yes!
What a
Yeah, I know it's 2 points on a safety.
Safety patrol! Safety patrol! Preds go up 29-8. And they will nab the football once again. And this team offensive line still reeling. They're still over there. You can see them on the corner of the screen. I think they're trying to sort out what went wrong. Their blocking assignments just didn't look right on there because I didn't see who got the sack, but they got in almost immediately.
It was almost like they took the snap.
Yeah.
I think that's as close as I want to be to that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
that's-
I feel like the sweat getting knocked off of his head.
Yeah. 6:30 left in the third quarter. Preds up 29-0 following another huge hit on
29-8.
Sutphin.
I know you don't want to give them that 8.
Yeah, it looks like a 0 from here, man. It really does. I do apologize. The Steam have 8 points. It was a pick 6, right?
Yeah.
And Ross is in the game at quarterback. He's got a white helmet,
Yeah, that's.
and it's a low snap, and that's going to be a safety.
Well, let's just keep tossing the safeties.
Yeah.
3 safeties in this
Well,
game.
no, that's 4. Or no, is it 3? I don't know. Oh yeah, because ours is a punt. So that's going to give the Steam some more points. We'll bring it 29-10. And Ross, by no fault of his own, just a bad snap there. It's something you have to kind of plan for at this level, especially with as little practice as both of these teams have gotten. Ross is over there talking with the coach, trying to get everything sorted out. It's going to be interesting to see if Ricky comes out on this next series.
Yes. It was an odd snap, but he could have pulled it in, I thought. But, I'm not out on the field either.
It looked really low from here and a bit to the outside, too. I think he would have been hard-pressed to corral it.
I wonder if in that huddle he's saying, could I get some blocking?
I know I said this a lot with us last year, but I think the Steam are at the point where they might want to consider just putting mirrors on the offensive line because that might work a little better.
He's back waiting on the snap on the first down.
Yeah.
He gets
And
it,
another low snap
He
just
had to
gets
get
rid of it.
it.
And, man, that was a smart play by Sutphin, just getting rid of that thing. That would have been the 5th safety of the game. And Donnie Bird is fired up.
Second down.
I don't know how he got that ball and got it thrown that quick.
I wonder, coming off the glass, could you pick it off or complete it? Or the net?
The way this thing's been going, I think the refs would give it to you if you hit the plexiglass, but the net's a dead ball.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he's going to do something quick here. He's not going to throw the ball.
Second down.
Hand it off a pitch or something.
Just snap, fakes the pass, rolls right. He's going to run it. He's going to get back to a buck scrimmage, I think.
I think he might have gotten a couple of yards on that play, but he took another huge shot. I mean, he's got him in third and a little bit more manageable than what they have, but at what cost? I mean, you could hear that hit. He took a big shot.
Cedric Proctor on the tackle. Third down.
Yeah, 3rd and 7, I believe. Just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter here in Jacksonville.
All right, now looks like we lost 2 points.
They got that. I think that 2-point conversion or something because they gave us an extra one for that.
This should be 28.
Yeah.
He rolls. Oh! Hello.
What a hit!
It's supposed to be 28.
Yeah, it should be 28-10. They gave us 2, and then they took them away, and then
They're gonna punt. So why would they call a quarterback sweep on 3rd and 7 like that? That's
with 4 minutes left in the quarter.
yeah. I mean, do you think they just thought he'd get further than he did, and that they might set up a 4th and manageable? Interesting play call there, and Ross is back out on the field. He's going to get a second chance. Maybe the snap will hit him this time. He'll get a chance to throw because I tell you, he does have it's a very pretty release. His entire arm moves like the arm of a machine when he throws the ball. It's very interesting to watch. And he's quick too. I saw him running up and down the sidelines at halftime. He's got some wheels. I remember in the second Torch game he ran on us a good bit.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, from the second Torch game. Yeah, both Torch quarterbacks are playing in this one.
Yeah. Ross in the white helmet takes his snap. Looks the pass, hits it, bam.
And McLaurin did have to come back for that one a little bit. I think they're going to be lucky if they get more than 5 yards on that play. But I think right there you can just see the difference in playing style between McKinney and Ross. Ross is definitely a lot more like Sutphin. He's not as much of a rhythm passer, but he still definitely likes to get in the groove with some quick completions and then start taking shots downfield once he's kind of got his feet under him, so to speak. Whereas Ricky, you can just call any play in the books and he'll be fine whenever, wherever. So would not at all be surprised to see another quick pass here for Ross, just to try to get him in a groove and then gear up for some shots down the field a bit later.
Snap, he gets it, he looks.
Oh, never mind. Oh, no!
Mama!
That was Gary Fuller. Man, and that was a beautiful throw from Ross, too.
Yes, it was.
Again, he has just had some bad luck this game, which is interesting because
just about to say I'd run that play.
yeah, which is so interesting because remember when he played that last game for the Dragons, he had really bad luck then too. Like he was making some great throws in that game, and the receivers just kept dropping passes, or the line would break down. He's just
Fuller's going to be seeing that pass.
oh yeah, and his nightmares. But Ross can't let that get to him. That was an amazing throw. And another great play. I told you he's got some wheels. Make something out of nothing there. I think it's going to bring up, it's going to be 4th down and 6. Up on it.
I'm thinking, if nothing else, it should be 28-10.
Yeah, I don't even know at this point.
It's 28. It was 19.
And we scored 7, and then a safety.
Poor Josh Ross has got to be the unluckiest quarterback in this entire league right now. I mean, he's only had 2 throws, but both of them should have been completions. He should be like,
What that one there was, that's a long throw not to hit the net.
yeah, you're right.
He must have just skimmed it. Pretty.
2:06 remaining in the third quarter. Preds up 27-10. Should be 28-10. Could be 82-10. Who knows at this point?
28, right? It should be 28. Yeah, and then we got 7. Yeah, and then we had a safety. Yeah.
But how do we get 8? Because the conversion's only worth 1 point, right? Oh, XFL rules. Okay, I like that. Oh, direct snap to the Jack linebacker who barely breaks a tackle, and they drag him into the end zone. They're going to give him forward progress to the 1 on that thing, but man, that was a fun play for the Preds defense. That's going to give them a lot of momentum going forward, as if they needed any more.
I'm sorry, what did Donnie say that corrected?
I don't even know. I couldn't really hear him. Clock is running, going to be below 90 seconds to go in the third when this thing gets snapped.
He said there's a 2-yard line and a 1-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
still,
So that made it a 2-point conversion, not a 1.
so, but it should still, at the minimum, it should be 28.
We'll have to go back on the ride home and check where the ball's been spotted.
Second down. Gets his snap.
Sutphin looking deep, got a man who takes a shot downfield and finally got a completion in. Sutphin really needed that one. Clock is running. Could be the last play of the third quarter if they take their time here. But when they've gotten their completions in, Sutphin has wanted to get them to the line fast.
I think they're going to get a play in.
Hey, that is 27 mid drop.
Oh, and he dropped it.
Okay.
That's several drops for number 3 so far. Again, the team didn't give us a roster, so Sutphin is the only guy we know just because, like Bob and I were talking, we've been to games he's played in 4 times since we started streaming. So we can kind of recognize him just like we can recognize Josh Ross, who's been at 3 games that we've played. And again, but number 3 has not been having a good game. Just gotta, I don't know if he ate some Butterfingers before the game or something. But he's got to get a hold on this if they want to have a chance.
All right, it was
Hey,
19 plus 8.
let's see some 4 fingers.
Or was it 7, 9,
15 minutes to go
19, 7.
for the Predators to hold the lead.
The largest lead in franchise history, if I recall correctly, 17 points.
Yes. And it could have been 20.
Oh, yeah. at some point.
There's a snap. He looks. He throws deep.
And that's a touchdown for the Steam. Boy, did they need that. And 3 caught a pass. He hung on to it. And our audio's back, just like that. So maybe the Steam just needed some momentum for everything to start working again. And just like that, we're at a 13-point ball game. 2 possessions with 5 minutes left. This is very manageable. Now, because we don't have any kickers, I don't know that there's a way to go onside. I have seen them stop the clock inside the 1-minute warning if they're lost my train of thought there. And he's got that one too.
Yep, number 1 on the catch. And now we have a 12-point game.
Yeah, man, I mean, you can't ask for much more than this. This is going to go right down to the wire, but
He threw that thing in there.
That
Had
was
some pepper on it.
yeah, and that's what we've really been used to seeing out of him. The offensive line looks like they finally got their protection schemes down. Yeah, one of the two. Yeah. Regardless, it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Preds, who now have the pressure on their offense. They've got to find a way to get something done. And
At least run the clock.
yeah, you can burn 4.5 minutes on a drive. I've seen it. Now, in this game, I don't think it's possible to burn more than like 2 minutes on a drive, the way it's been going, but it is certainly possible to burn 4.5 minutes on one possession. And Ross is definitely something of a game manager. If there is anyone that can run the clock, I would imagine that he'd be able to do it, but that's not going to help. Oh no. No, they're calling it a safety. The Predators dodged a real bullet there. That was rough.
I know. If it's a safety, Predators are doing their darndest to give this back.
Yeah. Where have we seen that before? 14-14. I think this team have put up 10 points in the last 30 seconds of game time. They are on an impressive run. And Ricky is back on the sidelines.
All right,
This is the first time we've seen him in a while. Again, we don't know if he got banged up on a play at some point or if he just wanted to sub in Ross for a little bit, but definitely going to be interesting to see how that pans out.
We just got 2 points somehow.
What? Yeah, I think they gave it to the wrong team. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah.
It should be 29-20. And the Steam have the ball back. Looking deep again. That was some PI, but it doesn't even matter. Steam on the board. Now, they can't take the lead here, but they sure can get close. Within striking distance at 3 points now. The scoreboard says they have 25. By our account, they got 26, but I guess we'll see.
Well, they had 19, right?
Yeah.
So 6 is 25.
Honestly, at this point, I think we can only hope that it doesn't come down to like a 1-point game where a missed number on the scoreboard might decide it. To make sure we get the right winner here, we gotta make sure the winner wins by 2 possessions.
We need a score.
Yeah, we
badly.
do. And I tell you what, I think our best bet, if the line can hold up, which it is, they've looked gassed on these past couple of plays, especially with the snap accuracy. It has been all over the place. But I think our best bet is to hit Williams on a wheel route down the field. I don't know if they'll see it coming, but it'll have to serve to loosen up that pass rush a little bit.
Yes, let it break some tackles.
And number 10 appears to be a bit confused. Looks like they got it sorted out now. we go. Looking for a
Watch
two-point
that
conversion.
same play up the middle to the second man through.
Yeah, Preds were in goal line zone that time, and I think number one just ran out of the last zone that was being covered into an open area. I mean, you can't ask for a more easy completion than that. And, oh, Ricky's back. Ricky is back on the field. But
It needs some ball control.
yeah, our cameraman was right though. The Preds have stopped blitzing. That's why Sutphin hasn't been taking those hits. I don't know why they let off the gas like that, but they are no longer blitzing, and that was why Sutphin had so much time to make a decision there.
If it's working, don't fix it.
Yeah. Preds only up 3, and in this venue there's no way to get field goals, so the Steam can't actually tie. They cannot actually tie the game here. They can only take the lead if the Preds don't score here. 3 minutes left. Again, the Preds, there is still the possibility they could just run the clock out. Oh, and that might help.
Okay, William.
Straight up the middle, he's still going. How is he still up?
He is still
The
up.
absolute madman.
But where'd the whistle come from?
I don't know, but where's this guy been the last 3 years?
Yes.
I mean, the only guy I've seen get close to this level of productivity was He-Man back with the first Dragons.
Yes.
And they're going to call him down after a gain of 10, but that's still huge for the Predators.
First down, gets the clock moving.
And now, wait, that might have been Jamaica on that carry, because Williams isn't in the game. McLaurin's going to go in motion in the slot. And, oh no.
Anything could have gone wrong, it just did.
Man, I've never seen that happen. And Jamaica's down to boot. Man, that was rough. Both of them went for the snap. It was a little bit off target, and Ricky tried to catch. It was to Ricky's left and Jamaica's right. It like split right down the middle of them. And you know, Ricky went for it, Jamaica went for it, their hands got tangled up, and it bounced off, and the Steam went right on top of it. They've been switching. It's mostly been DeFario, but I don't know who's in now.
Worst thing that could have happened.
Somebody was a little shaken up.
That was Jamaica. He got rolled up on after that play. Going to be first, and I think it's just short of a first and goal for the Steam.
And you know he's
Predators
going to
in
the air.
deep trouble here.
Need to blitz him.
That's another pass, and they were ready for it. It's intercepted. What a play!
I told you, that's what they were doing a while ago. It was a trick.
Oh, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. The Predators will not be fooled twice.
There were two Predators that had a chance to pick that one.
Oh yeah, who got it? I couldn't see. What a play!
Offense is back on the field. I didn't see.
And I tell you what, at this point, honestly, I don't even know if I'd be thinking about scoring. 2 minutes left, just bleed this clock as much as you can get away with right here.
Yes.
Because I don't know that either team's actually used a timeout so far.
It's going to come down to this.
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
You can bet they're coming on this one.
We can snap the ball cleanly,
Play smart football.
run the clock, and
Can they look?
Oh, he's looking deep.
Deep.
And chaos happening. I think it's incomplete. And we got a
Receiver
Predator
looks
down. And he looks to be shaken up. I can't tell who it is. All sorts of stuff happening on that play, but I don't think it really amounted to anything. And
Timeout.
yeah,
over.
timeout Steam. But hey, the Preds managed to run 20 seconds off that clock right there. And now they've got a chance to regroup. They do. It's so strange to think.
back in.
Yeah, I think they're just. I think he's just giving some advice, some support. I think Ricky's going to finish this game out. But you know, the way this game has gone over the past few minutes, it's odd to think that the Predators still have the lead with the way the Steam have come back in this one, and I mean, props to them. They have really given it everything they've had these past few minutes. But I mean, that sort of lead extension that they built after that long touchdown that Williams had, 19 points. That's a tough deficit to overcome anywhere, and I think that did put a lot of pressure on them. They've responded very well, but I mean, the Predators right now, number one priority has just got to be hanging on to this football. Can't afford another turnover. It doesn't matter if it's a fumble or an interception or a safety or if it comes on downs or what. They have to hang on to this football. 100 more seconds to go. 2nd and 10. You can cut the tension with a knife in here.
Kenny throws out the middle. Throws short. He had a man going down the sidelines.
They batted that one down at the line. That was a good play by the Steam. And they call another timeout. Lost 11 seconds on that play. 1:29 left. Going to bring up just a pivotal 3rd and 10 here. Now, provided that the Predators don't get this first down, the Steam will... We're not inside the 1 minute warning, so there's nothing they can do to stop the clock. So if the Preds don't get this first down, the Steam will be out of timeouts because they'll have to use it. So, I mean, you gotta have your best play called right here. You gotta have your best protection ready. You gotta make sure DeVario snaps this thing cleanly. Everything's got to go right. And I mean, the Steam, they've got to have their best coverage ready too. This is, most important play of the game, far and above. 3rd and 10 from your own 1 yard line or so.
Hopefully we catch them blitzing and we run.
That might work, but Williams, where is Williams? He doesn't appear to be in the game. Jamaica checked out. We've got number 11 in at halfback. That's Cedric Proctor, the 3rd string quarterback in at running back. How about that?
Ricky, throw the ball.
Oh my God. And the refs are trying to sort this out. Fred's saying it's a fumble at the 1 yard line. The Steam saying it's a touchdown. Honestly, yeah, I think it might be better for the Predators if that is a touchdown because they'll at least have a chance to go back down the field again.
Hey, Donnie, call timeout.
Well, we got the 1 minute warning. Clock stopped. But I think that's going to be... The refs are really sorting this out. Again, we don't have replay review in here, but this is a huge call, and I think they're going to give it to the Steam.
They should. Silly play.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, that was...
Well, if he was either in the grass and down, it's safe.
If it was
But it's not a penalty. You can't decline.
Oh, look at Sutphin over there. He says it doesn't matter if he scored or not. He's saying the Steam are going to go down and get this thing.
safety would have been the best bet, than 29-28.
That's what they said.
Oh, no, definitely the longest conversation of the night here. This is... I mean, I ain't got a clue what happened. Well, this has been one heck of a game. No, you'd have to take it because you get the ball back. I mean, you can't decline a safety anyway.
All right.
I mean, man, I don't think anybody knows what happened. Those refs may as well just flip a coin for this thing. Heads the Preds punt and tails the Steam scored a touchdown. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't really think of anything. And did they give it to the Steam?
Yep. Well, it was calling a touchdown. They had to.
So the Steam, with 1 minute left to go, are going to take their first lead of the game up. That should be 33-29, not 32. Unless there's a 5-point touchdown rule we didn't know about. But, man, this is... And, I mean, that is really the best case scenario for the Predators because they... I mean, as debilitating as that is, you would have loved to see them just hang on to the ball and finish that drive off, but they do have the chance to go down and score now. Again, there's no way to kick field goals in here, but they'll at least have one last shot to go on a game-winning drive. Whereas, if the Steam had gotten a safety, the game would be in their hands.
Yes, but we'd still have the lead.
Yeah, you're right. So many would have, should have, could have's there. I tell you, I don't know that he had time to do it, but what's the one thing we've never seen Ricky do? Throw the ball away.
Yes. I mean, his irons were wrapped up. This is a big extra point here.
Oh, yeah. And it's just a quarterback blast, and Suckman trucked the dude. I think 24 looked a little lax on that one. He didn't really lower his shoulder. Sutphin just wanted that one more. And so that's going to give this team 33. By our count, it should be 34, but honestly, it really doesn't matter. A touchdown still wins for the Preds. And they've got 1 minute to get it done, but the problem is going to be just getting a play off. That's going to be... I mean, I don't know what you can do at this point. The offensive line just seems gassed. I mean, I've joked about it in passing before, and Ricky and I, or Mark and I discussed, sort of semi-seriously when the line was struggling last year. The idea was to actually put Kevin McLaurin in at tight end and just send him out on a pass every play. And then you got 4 receivers, and, if you're sending out that many, the defense would have to adjust and kind of adapt to that, Because when a tight end or a fullback or a quarterback leaves the offensive box, all the linebacker restrictions are off, and they just kind of do whatever. But all that's out the window now. You got to have your best play ready here. Preds down for the first time with just 1 minute left. They had the lead for 59 minutes.
I wonder if they're going for it. I guess we'll get timeouts left.
Ricky's just going to sling it, and it's caught by 15. That's Scott Brantley. And the Preds hurry into the line. Clock is rolling now. I do think they still have all their timeouts if they need them. And, yeah, Donnie's going to call one right there. Or, no, that's the whistle that the ball's set. So here we go. And Ricky under duress. He can throw it away. That's better than nothing. I mean, it's technically a throwaway, but yeah, time has been squandered, though. Just 33 seconds remaining. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. And oh, man, this is... I mean, I've got the knot to end all knots in my stomach right now. This is... You can't ask for much more than a game that's going to come down to the wire. And that's certainly what we got here. I mean, who's going to win? Is it going to be the Predators' offense or the Steam defense? This is a war that's going to be won in the trenches. That's for sure. Oh, great block by the fullback. And did he catch it? I think he did. Another first down. That's number 11, Cedric Proctor. The quarterback, DB, receiver, whatever you need him to be.
Still around and they lost a lot of time on that clock.
Yeah.
Before they called their timeout.
Though I do think the Predators still have 2 left. Ball's on the 10-yard line. I mean, they're... I think you get 3. Yeah, they're in good position here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, yeah, you're right. So the Preds can stop this thing once. That means if Williams is in the game, you can get away with running it once. But I think that's it. You're going to have to... I mean, Williams has definitely been the main man in this game. He's been their best player so far. And especially given the way the Predators have passed it these past couple of plays, I do think it would catch them off guard to run it from this far out. But the problem is that running plays, they don't take a lot of time off the clock. And if you use your last time out, you've got 13 or so seconds on your 10-yard line with no timeouts to work with. Oh, yeah. And they do hand it off. And he's out of bounds. They need to stop the clock. And they do stop at 12 and a half seconds left. I don't know if they're going to call out a timeout or if they will let him go out of bounds. Oh, man. And they do inch closer. 2nd and goal from about the 5.
Hard to to tell from here. It looks like they're on about the 5 or the 4.
Yeah, that's what I figured, which I mean, oh man, this is something else.
12.5. Let's put it in.
And he might have it! Touchdown! Wait, no, they're calling him out at the 1, I think! No signal from the rest. Touchdown, Predators! With 5 seconds left on a broken play! Touchdown! Touchdown!
Did not see anything from the ref and thought, okay.
Cedric Proctor. I swear that man has played every position on the field. With the play of the game now, I mean, there's not a lot of time. There is still time on that clock. And right here, well, the scoreboard, there go the Predators. They've got their points now. Should be up 35-33. And, hey, I tell you what, man, I think you need to take a knee right here.
Yeah.
You cannot let anything go wrong on this conversion. And they just, Ricky, he's got to go down. Just cut your losses. It's not pretty to look at, but that's a safe play. And we've got 2 Steam players down. One's up, the other one looks like he's in trouble. And I think he was just a little winded.
The double pass and whoever this DB is.
Oh, yeah.
They got roasted in 3 times.
This is 5.7 seconds left.
That's one
And
one play.
I'm thinking Steve's out of timeouts.
And the one play is either going to be the bomb to this guy or that double pass.
I don't think the Steam are going to think this far ahead, but I have seen an AFL team run 3 plays in 6 seconds of game time before. I don't think they'll do that. I think with Sutphin at quarterback, I definitely think you've got 2. If you get out of like if you run a hitch or like some slot outs or something, you get to the sideline, you've got 2 plays, and you can set up a somewhat more manageable Hail Mary, but ball's got to come out quick. Here we go.
I would go with a delayed blitz. Make this be the last play.
Yeah, I wouldn't try a trick play because why take the ball out of his hands?
Yeah.
He's pinpoint.
And a trick play would take more time off the clock, too. And he's flushed out of the pocket. This could be it. Oh, my God. Wait, the game is over! It was an underthrown pass. Are you kidding me? What a way to end it!
He was wide open.
And the Predators win it 35-33.
That was wide open.
Oh, my God.
Gotta make it wonder, did the Predators...
Okay, Stream's a little bit behind. Oh my God, they were running cover 2.
He was wide open.
They flooded the far side zone. That was an amazing play call, and Sutphin just couldn't deliver. Oh my God, what a game.
Yeah, what an ugly game.
Yeah. First game of the season, man, am I right? But I mean, what else can you ask for?
I don't know. I don't want another one like this. I don't think I can take it.
Hey, Vin Diesel said it best in Fast and the Furious. It doesn't matter if it's by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
Yeah, it's still 35-33.
Unless they start looking back at the scores and start realizing that a lot of the 2-point conversions don't add up. That could cause some problems later on. But again, just what a game, man. And I think it ended on the arm of Sutphin right where it started. That was unbelievable.
And
what a game.
Who scored our touchdown?
Williams scored, or Cedric Proctor.
Yeah, Proctor, okay.
Listed as a DB and a wide receiver, but he's also the 3rd string quarterback. He's got a really fast release, very accurate passer. And I know I saw him at DB at least once, and then had the game-winning touchdown on I don't know if you noticed, but that snap was way off. It went straight to him. Like, I don't know if it was supposed to go to him or not, but it was low and to the left, and he just, by the grace of God, caught that thing and ran it in. Not Jamaica. You'll have to come around to the net. We can't really hear you. Yeah, it was live, but the signal's bad here, so it's real choppy. That's on YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if you look up Carolina Predators football, it should come up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Predators at Southern Steam 2020. It's like that's what we named it.
Nice game, Clive.
Yeah. I know. What a game, man. Hey, schedule us again.
What you have just seen is the Predators' first victory ever.
We almost lost that game snapping the football, Frankie. Snapping the
Listen, no. You want to know what happened? Here's the thing. They told me no snapping this year. So then they pulled all the defense out with all the linemen. That was all defensive linemen, and I was like, I ain't snapping.
Actually, our camera just went out because we forgot to press the button, and I think that's as good a sign as any is that we need to get out of here because I know it's a Sunday. We're in Jacksonville, all of us from South Carolina. A lot of us have to get back to work. But hey, man, what a game for all of you that joined us. We really appreciate it. Remember, I'm not sure when it is. I'll have to ask the head coach or owner Donnie Bird. Our next game is going to the Georgia Lions coming up sometime soon. Could be next week, could be next month. I don't know. I just know at this point in time we are playing another game, and we'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in.